Angry people are not always wise. You must be the best judge of your own happiness. There is nothing like staying at home for real comfort. I could easily forgive his pride if he had not mortified mine. You must learn some of my philosophy. Think only of the past, as its remembrance gives you pleasure. When I fall in love, it will be forever. I have not the pleasure of understanding you. I may have lost my heart, but not my self-control. It isn't what we say or think that defines us, but what we do. I must learn to be content with being happier than I deserve. Life seems but a quick succession of busy nothings. Nothing ever fatigues me, but doing what I do not like. If I could but know his heart, everything would become easy. Our scars make us know that our past was for real. The distance is nothing when one has a motive. A woman, especially if she have the misfortune of knowing anything, should conceal it as well as she can. For what do we live, but to make sport for our neighbors, and laugh at them in our turn? I always deserve the best treatment because I never put up with any other. A girl likes to be crossed a little in love now and then. It is something to think of. There are people who the more you do for them, the less they will do for themselves. One half of the world cannot understand the pleasures of the other. One man's ways may be as good as another's, but we all like our own best. When pain is over, the remembrance of it often becomes a pleasure. Men of sense, whatever you may choose to say, do not want silly wives. Know your own happiness. You want nothing but patience, or give it a more fascinating name. Call it hope. Selfishness must always be forgiven, you know, because there is no hope of a cure. A large income is the best recipe for happiness I ever heard of. We have all a better guide in ourselves, if we would attend to it, than any other person can be. Men were put into the world to teach women the law of compromise. The person, be it gentleman or lady, who has not pleasure in a good novel, must be intolerably stupid. A lady's imagination is very rapid. It jumps from admiration to love, from love to matrimony in a moment. I do not want people to be very agreeable, as it saves me the trouble of liking them a great deal. The more I know of the world, the more I am convinced that I shall never see a man whom I can really love. I require so much. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. We all know him to be a proud, unpleasant sort of man, but this would be nothing if you really liked him. I wish, as well as everybody else, to be perfectly happy, but, like everybody else, it must be in my own way. Had I been in love, I could not have been more wretchedly blind. But vanity, not love, has been my folly. A man does not recover from such devotion of the heart to such a woman. He ought not, he does not. Follies and nonsense, whims and inconsistencies do divert me, I own, and I laugh at them whenever I can. But people themselves alter so much, that there is something new to be observed in them forever. She was convinced that she could have been happy with him, when it was no longer likely they should meet. No man is offended by another man's admiration of the woman he loves. It is the woman only who can make it a torment. Do not give way to useless alarm, though it is right to be prepared for the worst. There is no occasion to look on it as certain. I hate to hear you talk about all women as if they were fine ladies instead of rational creatures. None of us want to be in calm waters all our lives. There is a stubbornness about me that never can bear to be frightened at the will of others. My courage always rises at every attempt to intimidate me. Seldom, very seldom, does complete truth belong to any human disclosure. Seldom can it happen that something is not a little disguised or a little mistaken.
If you liked this video, we have more in store for you. Support us by subscribing the channel and clicking the bell icon.